Hey, what's going on YouTube? We are back for the last of these videos that we're going to do about intrinsic abilities and using those abilities to take out Asura using one damage dealer, basically carrying the whole fight thanks to their new intrinsic ability. And this last one is Skye. Now, what I think is interesting about this is that Skye was the one that I was most excited about, but I feel like Skye's, even though hers is really, really good, it's not like as it's not as like paradigm changing as the other ones were. So like, you know, like Oliveira's was like totally changed Oliveira into an extremely good damage dealer. Starlight Alina's brought her into being able to do really, really good damage. In terms of like, especially gearing for things that she was already good at, like demons and humans. But like, Skye's, she's already a really good damage dealer. This just kind of takes her, a little notch up, especially in terms of using her jump abilities. And so a lot of people don't really use Skye for her jumps. I think that's getting more and more prevalent now as we get better gear for jumpers. Her intrinsic ability does increase her jump, and so I think it's useful to show what her jump can do. And we're going to go ahead and do a clear of Scorn of Asura hard mode using Skye as a jumper. So the same team is basically here. We do have a little bit of a change. We're going to be using Avalanche, Biggs, and Wedge here to be doing some tag team chaining because we don't have another set of chainers that we're going to bring. You could do this with a fifth unit here and just have two chainers, but I like Biggs and Wedge. They're just super easy, and you can time the chain when you want to. It's very convenient. Otherwise, we are doing a wind-focused team, and Ling's here for Reaper Killer and all the normal stuff that she's here for. Shara's entrusting and doing the Imperil spell on the right turn. And I've done this a couple of times. It's been a little bit since I've done it, but we're going to go ahead and do a demonstration of it now. But to show you how Skye is built, in the base form, she's unequipped. So, well, she's actually... This is D-Berry 17 Skye. He's actually got her equipped here as well. But we're only going to be using the shift form. And it's really important that she starts in the shift form. I'll explain why in just a moment, but really the shift form is the most important thing here. Here's the details. She's got maxed out jump damage, she's got maxed out Reaper Killer, and she's got some human and demon killer as well. That's just going to help deal with all of, Asura's various races. And then otherwise it's just geared really well. There we go. She's got her intrinsic ability sky high. Just a recap of what this one does. It gives her 2,000 attack, 80% attack, increases the damage modifier of plummeting gale by a whole bunch, and then gives her a bunch of killers. Reaper Killer in particular is very, very useful for this specific fight, but there you go. And then has this Roberta Vision card because it does have some jump damage boost. Kind of makes it easy to build jumpers. And so here we are. So let's go ahead and get into this, and for the last time, take out Asura hard mode with the new intrinsic damage dealing units. We're not going to do Yoshikiri's because Yoshikiri's doesn't do damage. It just buffs the party and helps them do damage. So that'd be kind of hard to demonstrate and not very exciting. You can use any damage dealer you want, just give them a buff, like whoop-de-doo. So as usual, Shara is going to be entrusting Ling first. Okay, and then Ling's going to give Mirage. Now, the reason why we have Skye start in the shift form and not the base form is that when she shifts from the base form to the shift form, at the end of that turn, she gets a buff that overrides any existing Mirage stacks that you have and turns it into, I think 1 stack or maybe even 2 stacks of Mirage. You need 5 to survive. So, her 2 overriding the 5 that you get from Ling makes it so it means that she takes damage. So you've got to start in the shift form, and the reason for that is she has all of her jump boosting buffs on the shift form, and you want her to have those. There you go. So to start us off, we're going to be using Tempest Tango to imbue wind. There we are. It imbues wind and imperils the boss to wind. And our Skye here is going to triple skydive and use Sharp Spear Focus for a Spear Imperil, Severe Squall, which is going to boost her jumps even further, and boost her attack, and gives her a Reaper Killer buff. And then Overcast Skies, which is going to reduce wind, boost her own wind, you know, damage quite a bit and just helps her out do the things that she does. There we go. And then, because we're going to need some LB on the next turn, we're just going to use double avalanche here, Power of the Midgar special, to fill LB, mainly for Bulwark. There we go. And Shara's nice and full now, too. There we go. We're evading all the attacks. Super, super good. Thank you. Very, very good. Okay, so for this turn, we're doing the same thing. You know, Shara's going to, oops, not that one. We're going to go ahead and entrust to Ling and do Mirage stacks before we get Skye to jump. Okay, very important. There we go. And then we're just going to do the same thing. We're going to be filling LB because they don't really need to do anything else just yet. And with Bulwark, we can, let's see. Don't really need to do anything. We could do a mixtape. We'll go ahead and do a mixtape just for a buff. To unlock triple cast and give a buff for stats and stuff like that. Not really that important, but we want to make sure we do that before Skye jumps out of the way. Go ahead and fill LB before Skye jumps out of the way. And her normal attack is her jump. So you just normal attack, and there we go. Cool, we take no damage. And here we go. So all we're going to really do is attack with Biggs and Wedge, and then Skye is going to land once the chain has built and do the damage. So here we go. There you go. Obviously, you saw Skye did all of that. And we're going to go into turn 3 doing the same thing, entrusting Ling. Ling's going to do evasion. You want to make sure you do that after Skye lands, so Skye gets the benefits of the Mirage stacks. All right. And we don't really need to do anything here either. You could, if you're worried about surviving the threshold, go ahead and use Maskaphony for an auto re-raise or a re-raise buff. You don't really need to. I'm going to go ahead and do it. It's not that important. We're not going to take any damage. Impressive damage, though, right there. 4.4 billion. Not bad. And the only reason this takes longer than the other clears is that Skye is a jumper. You got to jump and then land the next turn, so it just takes longer to set up. But it's all good. On this turn, we are going to go ahead and triple, and we're going to use Breezy Beat to do a Wind Imperil. We're going to go ahead and use Mixtape. And go ahead and use... He doesn't have any killers that are really relevant here, so it's not that important. You know, we'll go ahead and Bulwark's theme, you know, whatever. Shara's gonna entrust the Ling. There we go. We'll go ahead and refill with these guys. And Skye is just going to jump. The nice thing about Skye is that her jump is automatically wind element, so all you have to do is apply an Imperil to Asura. That way you are doing damage. And here we go. Now, we don't have the benefits of a Spear Imperil on this turn. The boss does have some stats. We're going to go ahead and... I got rid of some bad stuff, some good stuff. So we're going to go ahead and do some Wind Imperil again here. So we'll do Breezy Beat, and actually we'll go ahead and do Choco Stomp too if we can. I don't know if it's going to matter. We'll go ahead and do Choco Stomp first. Choco Stomp can remove some positive effects. I don't think it's going to help us though. There we go, Breezy Beat for an Imbue or a Imperil, and Mixtape. You know, why not? Yeah, those buffs are still there. It's not going to matter though. Wind Imperil's still there. Ling is going to downshift on this turn. Actually, yeah, we're going to downshift, and we're just going to break. We're going to break the boss with disarming movements. There we go. Boss has wind resistance and breaks, and we're just going to chain it up and land. So here we go. Chain. And land. We do a little bit less damage, again, because no Spear Imperil, but there you go. Skye's doing all the damage, and we're in good shape, right? 2.2. So we did 4.4 and 2.2. Altogether, quite enough damage on her own to carry this fight. So, Darren, thank you so much for the Skye. Yours was built better than mine, did more damage than mine. So, gnarly. Look at that. Very nice damage. Okay. That's it. So that's the last of this batch of videos. So the next time we get some more intrinsic abilities, we'll go ahead and do some more. Hopefully this has been fun for anybody who's watched all 3 of these. I would do 4, but you know, Yoshikiri's, like I said, is not gonna be that exciting. And hopefully it's been exciting to watch and fun to see, you know, taking out some old trials. And I think you can apply these to new trials as well. It's just that Asura is, you know, for some players who don't have, you know, all the stuff that you need to really survive if you're doing it the traditional way. This is some fun ways to use some of these units who've been around for a while to just wipe this out very quickly. I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun doing it and coming up with the strategies and the runs. The runs. So I'm really mature. We'll see you guys later. See you tomorrow, actually, over on Twitch for new content night. And yeah, take care. Be good to each other. Later.